happening now. And I know a lot of you are probably getting incredibly impatient with Bitcoin, altcoins, just really the entire crypto market, because we're no longer just going up. We're kind of just going stagnant and sideways. And that's actually an incredibly dangerous time for most people. I don't know if it's more dangerous or more scary than when we're in a bear market, because in a bear market, you're just going down for the most part. You're catching these consolidations, you're going down, you know you're going down. But when we are in a bullish cycle, which again, I do believe we're in a super cycle, and we're just in these consolidation periods, that drives people absolutely mad. And I get it, because we are all here to make as much money ethically and legally as possible. And sometimes we're not able to do that. Well, I don't want to say that you're not able to. There's always different ways to make money in crypto. Always different ways to make money in crypto. But the thing is that it's a lot harder, and it causes people to get impatient. Once you start getting impatient, people start making mistakes. And that's why, again, we always talk about how important it is to have a plan, to have an trading or investing plan. Right now, this type of market with Bitcoin kind of just like really hovering around like $85,000, $87,000 and not really doing much, that's sideways action. That's sideways action. And that causes a lot of people to time the market incorrectly. People lose money. The people that are winning right now are scalpers, people that are able to get in, get out, remove their emotions, people that are able to participate with a lot of these volatile meme coins that have their finger on the pulse, doing well. But again, people that are actively scalping, people that are actively in the trenches with these meme coins that are doing well, this is their entire day. They're literally spending close to 24 hours 7 days a week in front of their screens. And again, like right now is the time to grind and to make money and to set your positions and whatnot. But at the same time, it's incredibly scary because you can also lose a lot of money. So I just like to sit on my hands. I like to look at valuable projects I think will do well in the future, and get in on those and just kind of wait and see what's going on. And yes, time is money. Time is money. Also, good morning to Julie. She's a channel member. Make sure you guys smash a like and share this. That'll help me help support the channel. But let's go ahead and talk about one of the things that is technically one of the biggest threats to Bitcoin and crypto right now, and that is traditional finance. And I know a lot of people are very excited about TradFi coming in, money coming in, especially with the ETFs. Like we have a lot of people that are estimating we're going to get about $8 billion per crypto project that gets approved as a spot ETF, because there's going to be a lot of traditional financial interest in these things, because a lot of these companies are now able to participate and not have fear of being, getting sued and whatnot by the SEC. Also, some news that broke yesterday was that Arthur Hayes and two other folks from BitMEX have been pardoned by President Trump. In addition to that, we're just seeing crypto cases get dropped like crazy. The Haktua girl, her coin, she's not in trouble by the SEC. I believe they closed their investigation as well, which on her, I don't know about the other people that help with it. And no, crime is not legal. Crime is not legal. There's still, there's still gray area. You still can't commit fraud. You still can't do insider trading, all of those things. So again, we're in this like really great area with crypto, but at the same time, what's going on? Now let's talk a little bit about the ETFs, okay? So US-based spot Bitcoin ETFs ended a 10-day streak of positive net flows, with Fidelity's FBTC fund experiencing 93 million in outflows, marking the largest streak of the year. Bitcoin's price is nearing worst quarter one close since 2018, down approximately 1.8% in the past 24 hours and approximately 12% for quarter one of 2025. So they're basically comparing Bitcoin to today that as they are to 2018, maybe because of the 4-year cycle, etc. But again, this cycle is so much different than the previous cycles. Like even the previous cycle was different. DeFi summer of 2020, NFT summer, I believe 2021. is different than like 2017, 2018. But now we have TradFi coming in. We have large amounts of money that are entering and leaving the market. I thought that was low. She's still sick, so I'm hiding behind the couch. Anyways, but again, it's a lot different. It's a lot different. This cycle is trash. No, it's not trash. It's just it's a lot harder to make money this cycle, because like 2017, 2018, even DeFi summer, you can put money in a coin and number will go up. And if it was going to rug, it would take a lot longer to rug. So you were able to make moon bags super, super fast. So it's not necessarily trash. It's just a lot harder. Like you have to actually be good at scalping. You actually have to be good at being in the trenches. And it's hard. Like I don't have time to do all that. I love scalping, but I don't have time to do all that. Anyways, let's get back to the ETF stuff. And I'm going to give you guys my thoughts because it's important. Spot Ethereum ETFs. The only thing that's saving Ethereum right now at this point is traditional finance, okay? But Bitcoin, that's a completely different story. So Spot Ethereum ETF saw a rare day of net inflows led by Grayscale's ETH fund, which took in 4.6 million, breaking a 17-day outflow streak. Grayscale's ETH fund remains the largest spot Ethereum fund with 2.28 billion in net assets, slightly ahead of BlackRock's Ether. Hold on a second. Ethereum is preparing for its Petra upgrade deployment in late April or early May following a successful testnet deployment. The total assets held by Ethereum ETFs are significantly smaller than those held by Bitcoin ETFs, with 6.42 billion compared to 94.39 billion, respectively. Another thing I want to talk to you guys about. So we're talking about ETFs and whatnot. And again, traditional financial institutions, they trade a lot differently than we do in crypto. You know, they have quarterly reports, they have disclosures, they got to prepare for taxes, all that stuff. So they trade differently, and they do hold, but they do sell for profit. Now, how is this impacting the market? Well, it's making the market essentially stagnant, because the only money that we're seeing come into the market is from traditional finance, not necessarily retail. Now, generally, retail kind of drives the market. So that's why we're kind of seeing this like flatness that's happening. We're seeing these nice moves up, but it's also a bit smaller. Then we have somebody like Michael Saylor coming out, never sell your Bitcoin. Again, you guys can do whatever you, Julie, like Julie said too many coins are launching. And when you have too many coins are launching, it also adds like we only have so much liquidity. So when you only have so much liquidity, it's being pulled all these different directions. It's really hard to, and especially with, you know, Solana, because Solana is super fast. It's easy to get in and out of projects. When you have a lot of liquidity in something and then something else launches that's getting hyped, a lot of that liquidity will leave the initial popular project and go into the other project. And so it's like just too much at this point. But we have somebody like Michael Saylor talking about we're in altcoin season. We hope it's soon with the ETFs. But when you have somebody like Michael Saylor talking about never sell your Bitcoin, please remember, you don't have to sell your Bitcoin if you don't want to. You guys can do whatever you want to do. But please understand, he's talking about not selling Bitcoin from a accredited investor standpoint and from a business owner standpoint. He has this Bitcoin on Strategy's balance sheet. They're able to take debt on that. They're able to take out collateralized loans on that. They're able to create traditional financial products, raise money, and buy more Bitcoin. So you and Michael Saylor are not the same. Me and Michael Saylor are not the same. You and I are not the same. So we have to do what works best for us and our families. Now, when we're talking about BlackRock is in fact in Bitcoin. I did a live stream for you guys yesterday, a little bit earlier than the 10 a.m. PST. But BlackRock is actually invested in their own fund, which is kind of weird, but it happens. I don't know. But we're just seeing a lot of TradFi essentially kind of coming into the game. And it's kind of, we're seeing the market move like traditional finance, not necessarily like crypto. So with that being said, that it's just kind of, you know, a little bit ridiculous. And Julie, you're also able to go ahead and ban people. So just go ahead and remove them. These people that are saying ridiculous stuff. Yeah, with that being said. And again, my kid is still sick, so we haven't really left the house or done anything, primarily because, you know, she's sick. I can't leave sick with a really bad allergic reaction. I can't leave the house. And you know what? If I want to be a little bit messy, I'm going to be messy. This is mom life. Everybody's like so interested on the internet to see what women actually look like, and women wear too much makeup and X, Y, and Z and all that stuff. So this is what a real mom looks like. This is what it looks like when you're sleep deprived and you have a sick kid and you've been home waiting on them hand and foot to make sure that they're okay and make sure that you're protecting them and keeping them healthy. This is waking up multiple times at night because your kid is screaming in pain because they're itching like all over themselves. This is what you look like when you go to 3 doctor's appointments in the past week, and you're just distraught because the people that you're seeing, the doctors that you're seeing, are not doing anything to help your kid. So this is real life, okay, honeys? And again, shout out to all the moms and dads and all the caretakers. So yeah, anyways, back to crypto news though. So this is no makeup, this is no filter. We just woke up a little bit ago, and it is what it is, you guys. This is what happens when you get married and you have kids, or you have kids and whatnot. Shout out to John Chicken Bone Broth Game. So again, okay. You can't get it both ways. Well, you can get me both ways, because I wear makeup sometimes, other times you get me like this. So I just do whatever works. Anyways, one thing I want to leave you guys with closing. That's very, very, very important. We know that the biggest threat to crypto is really traditional finance, because essentially we're not getting the really crazy, the crazy pump. She had a really bad allergic reaction. We don't know what caused it. They did a partial panel yesterday, which they refused to do a panel in general. I had to fight with them. And so I'm going to find a specialist that will do like a complete panel, but I need to get the original test results first. We should get those on Monday, fingers crossed. Again, we have Kaiser, and Kaiser is horrible, and we pay a lot for that insurance, but that's either here or there. Let me go ahead and leave you with some positivity with the market before we go. So the biggest threat to crypto is essentially traditional finance. And but we do have a positive thing. The FDIC announced that banks can now engage in cryptocurrency activities without prior regulatory approval, provided they manage associated risks, approximately reversing a 2022 requirement for pre-approval. So basically, now the banks are able to kind of come into the market. And previously, they weren't able to do that before. And the reason why this is so important is because this will essentially unlock a lot of liquidity. People will be able to do different crypto activities at different times in the market, which is absolutely absolutely ridiculous. But we're actually absolutely good, primarily because we can do things in our bank. We don't have to worry about our bank accounts getting closed and whatnot, which was actually happening before, especially prior to like 2018. It was something that was crazy that was happening. People were unbanking people. Banks were unbanking people like crazy. So that is a positive aspect. It is a positive aspect when you look at it that way. So there is hope for the crypto markets, but right now it's just it's very boring. Right now, again, it's good to have a trading and investing plan. Continue to research projects that make sense for you. And again, the biggest threat to crypto is traditional finance, which again, Bitcoin and crypto is created for the people, by the people. And we're seeing the banks come in. But anyways, it'll be okay, just as long as you continue to self-educate yourself, just as long as you continue to work really hard and continue to do research. Don't make rash decisions, and do things that will make sense for you and your family. If you have to sell your Bitcoin and take profit, great. If you have to, sell assets to pay for something, great. Whatever you need to do to make it make sense, do it. But again, remember, you are here to make as much money as ethically and legally as possible. And with that being said, do what's best for you and your families. That's all. But anyways, guys, I'm going to get going. And thank you guys so much for watching. And I appreciate you all. I will be live streaming. I have a short coming out for you today. I will be back tomorrow around 10 a.m. We'll do a quick market update, talk about some news. There's some more stuff going on with Ethereum. But again, just be careful out there. Have fun. And thank you guys so much for the warm wishes for my baby. She's doing better today. We didn't wake up last night, which was good. But again, she was still not feeling well. We're still not going anywhere, so a little stir crazy. Anyway, sending you all love and light. Thank you for watching.